You said, you obviously left Disney after 4 years, and this was before a lot of the current ideology that we see happened in the company. While you were there, did you start to see some of this creeping in, or was this after your time?
Oh yeah, so it started creeping in. If you're talking about all the DEI stuff, ESG stuff, it was there behind the scenes pretty strongly as I was about to leave. There was a seminar that I remember doing a double take on. So this must have been 2016. There was a seminar at the ESG or at ESPN, and it was about. I don't remember the exact title. I'm heavily paraphrasing here because it wasn't as blunt. But it was about white guilt and what you can do about it
Oh,
effectively.
wow.
And
Wow.
Very
I just remember
difficult.
doing it. Yeah, I just remember doing a double take and like, what is this doing at Disney? Why is this at ESPN of all places? Like, what does this have to do? And so you started to see it kind of make its way through there. It was the early stages of making the rounds behind the corporate scenes to shift into that direction. And so the traces of it were there. Um, it wasn't heavily featured in anything, and I thought it was weird because Disney didn't need that. Even before they had mandatory check boxes and everything, Disney never had a problem with anything that would you would need as an ESG company because Disney is the place that everyone wants to work, and it's one of the only places, in games, especially in engineering, it's almost all guys. That wasn't the case at Disney. There were more than enough girls because if you're going to go into that field, there a large number of women would prefer to work for Disney than most other companies. So they never had a problem with that. They never had a need for that. So it was really weird that these seminars were popping up. I thought, and then of course, 10 years later, you see where things have gone. But it was the very early initial stages there.
Okay, so this was about a decade ago, 2014 or so?
Yeah,
Okay.
I definitely remember a couple of them popping up as I was getting ready to leave in 2016.
And what was the reaction like just across the board when you see something about white guilt? I mean, obviously you were like, "What?" But what was the justification behind them doing this? I mean, I'm sure there are a lot of questions here, but it was more like we just need to make sure. Like, I don't know. It seems like it's been going on for a decade now.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know what the justification was. So Disney has a lot of these seminars, and most of them are pretty mundane. A lot of them aren't even corporate-y. Some might be environmental in nature. Some might be helping with finance. Seminar on buying your first home, seminar on learning from Disney artists. There's a ton of these things, and they encourage you. A lot of them are technical in discipline, either learning software stuff, learning art stuff, learning how the rest of the company works.